So,
ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly what I am trying to do in Nigeria. This is the story you need to hear. Please, Q is gonna tell it. Please help yourself.
my name is Quentin, and on this tour, you'll learn a little bit about us and how we got started. So, we were established in 1971 by our owner's father, Mr. Willard Hennick, who was approached by a company known as Canandaigua Wine Incorporated up in the Finger Lakes in New York. Um, in New York, they have since then changed their name to Continental Wine Incorporated, but they still do the same thing. We were approached by them so that they can outsource about 600 acres of muscadine grapes. Hello, how are you? Hey, good. How are you? Thank you. Fine. Give me 1 second. I'll be right there. Okay. Um, to do 600 acres of muscadine grapes for Canandaigua up in New York because they were in need of muscadine grapes so that way they can make sweet wines up north. We actually didn't plant until 1972, so our vineyard here is a little bit over 50 plus odd years old. We are the oldest muscadine vineyard here in the state of North Carolina at 50 plus odd years old. We are also the largest muscadine vineyard here in the state with over 100 plus acres. We planted in 1972. Our first harvest wasn't until 1975. During that time, we actually found out that Canandaigua actually miscalculated how much they actually needed. And so instead of 600 acres that they needed about half of that. And so they only needed 300 acres. So 300 acres got lost to the winds and had to be destroyed because there was no use and no need for it. If you look over there, that is just a little portion of the muscadine grapes that we do grow in part of our vast that we do have. We also have across the street muscadine grapes that is part of our property as well. We and Mr. Willard actually, when he started it, decided to split this vineyard in half to not only do wine making grapes, but to also have what they call table grapes or fresh market grapes, so that way we can sell to stores and farmers markets, so that way people can have it. And we also at that point in time started making our grape juice. So, come on.
This is a story, gentlemen, that I'm telling you to do here in Africa. That's it right here. Yes.
So, when we started in stone grapes, this used to be the original grape stand in the original house that we had everything in. We used to sell all of our grapes here. We also had people who during our harvest season can go into our vines and pick grapes if they wanted to do that. This is also where we made our juices at. During the 70s, 80s, there's another winery that started up just a little bit down the road an hour away, Duplin Winery. Everybody knows them. They are the #1 muscadine winery here in the state of North Carolina. They used to get grapes from us, and we used to share our grapes so that way they can make wines, and started making wines when they did wines back in the 80s, early 90s. Around the 2000s is when our owner decided, you know what, instead of selling our grapes to everybody, let's not see if we can do what they are doing and start to make wines ourselves. So 2003, we ventured into the wine business with our first bottle of wine being made called our Southern Twang. Hi, Ruby. So our Southern Twang was our first wine that we made, and that was made in 2003. So we have only been making wines for about 20 plus odd years, but we are fastly and growing fast as we are the 4th largest winery in the state, second largest muscadine winery in the state.
Second, he had this. They have 100,000. So you can see what I'm saying, people. This is the way we need to go in Nigeria as far as grapes. Really. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We own the entire African continent with this grape. It needs to be, it's misplaced. We could do more with it in Africa.
This room right here is our tasting room now.
Mm-hmm.
When 2020 hit and COVID came along, we decided to open this room up because this room was the only room that was large enough in our facility that can house the COVID laws. So during COVID, everybody had to have that 6-foot ordinance law to be 6 feet away from each other to actually be around people if they wanted to be in a close encounter or tight space. This room, we added our bar here, as you can see, was the only room big enough to where we can allow to do that. So every Saturday and Sunday, we do all of our tastings at this big bar right here. This big bar allows us to get larger groups of people if they want to do a tasting of life. During Saturdays and Sundays, since we have such a high influx of people that come through, we do all of our tastings back here and in this area. This area, like I said, was made for COVID because we were able to stay open during COVID because we are not technically known as your business. We are agriculture instead. And so we are always going to be a vineyard first, which means we're considered a top-notch priority place and what did they call it during COVID? A priority business or a business that is needed to stay open so that way the world or our United States could thrive. We are a vineyard first, like I said, which made us one of the most examples that we can do. So when people found that out, they said, you know what? Since there is a winery who is open during COVID, let's not come here so we can, drink some wine and get away and get out a little bit and not be cooped up. So during COVID, we were able to stay open, and we also actually opened up our back patio space. We're not going to go out because I have to stay up front.
Okay.
But we have about 80 acres here on site, on property of muscadine grapes that we do have here. And then about 10 to 20 miles down the road in that direction, we have about another 20 to 25 acres that are muscadine grapes that belong to us as well. There is a little road that divides our grapes in half from your winemaking grapes to your table grapes. Since, if you don't know what a muscadine grape is, a muscadine grape is probably one of the world's biggest grapes, getting to be about this big in size, or the size of a baby plum. They are also going to be the sweetest grapes that you can possibly find in the world. With that being said, there aren't very many machines that can get around a truly developed muscadine grape. And so all of our vines on the left side of our service road is what we call winemaking grapes. Those grapes, doesn't matter if they're bruised or blemished just a little bit, because they're going to go into our Europress to make wines and to make juices. So it doesn't really matter if a machine messes them up just a little bit, they're going to get crushed anyway. Everything to the right, however, of that service road would be what we call table making grapes or fresh market grapes. Those grapes cannot have any blemishes, marks whatsoever on them. So those grapes have to be hand picked and hand pruned, just so that way they keep the structure and the integrity of the muscadine grape. That way we can sell it to stores, or people can come here and pick it up if they want to. Every year during our harvest season, which is going to be September, all of September to early October, we open up 10 acres of our land. That way people can come in and pick their own grapes if they want to. We also have a harvest festival to where we'll have a bin out, and so if people want to do their fresh grape stomping, they can do that as well, to be a part of the winemaking culture that we have here as well.
Grape stomping?
Yes.
They have grape stomping,
Yes.
guys, just like you see over. Okay. I'll keep that in mind for night job. Yes, sir.
If you wanted to go out to show them a little bit more of that, you can.
Okay.
I'm not going to go out there with you
Okay.
because I have to stay.
Well, good. I wanted to talk to them about some things anyway. I appreciate it.
No problem, my
See
friend.
you, ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend himself. Thank
You
you,
enjoy
brother.
yourself, my friend.
Okay.